Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. This time, I know I've been out for like, I don't know how many weeks now, but I just decided to make a video today on something that's probably not that important, and some of you are probably gonna like dislike the video because I am gonna have very strong opinions about stuff. E3 happened. I wasn't gonna watch it, I'll be honest. I just glanced at YouTube for like 5 seconds and then I saw it. Xbox was doing their thing, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Sure, why not? And so I did. I wasted, I believe it was the second. The fuck's wrong with my voice? I believe I wasted like 2 or 3 hours of my life watching this. It was both Xbox and Square Enix, I believe, like on the same day. So yeah, I didn't watch the first like half of the show because I was already late by the time I realized it was going on. So I just went back and I watched the things that I found were cool. Forza Horizon 5 came out. That's cool. I'm a fan of Forza. So yeah. Honestly, there's not much to say on that regard. It's a car game. It looks beautiful. Everything looks pretty nice. It's in Mexico this time, which is pretty cool. I don't have the last game or the one that came before this one, but you know, Game Pass. That's all they're announcing anyway. So next up is gonna be the Outer Worlds 2, which, you know what? I'm gonna put it up there. I don't care if I get copyright struck. I'm just gonna put the trailer there so that you can see it.
We begin by hearing an old, wise-sounding voice. And we see a quiet, peaceful setting. This will make our game seem big and important. Now, something must break the serenity. Will this creature be in the game? No. Say goodbye to it forever. Suddenly, and for no reason, people running. These pointless slow-motion shots make everything seem cool and should bolster pre-sale numbers. That wah sound can mean only one thing. We must gaze over an epic shot of a world, and there should be lens flares. Now we see our hero, but only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the design, or finished the story, or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing they have finished is the title.
Replaced is I believe a 2D side scroller, I guess, like a beat 'em up. I think it's a beat 'em up. I'm not really sure. This one looked cool as hell. Like, it just looks so good. It is like one of the best looking indie games that I've seen so far. Cause man, like, it's so cool. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a little snippet of it on the screen so you can see what I mean. Like, it's just so. I saw more Battlefield 2042 stuff. Like, this time they showed gameplay, like actual gameplay, which was cool. I'm not a fan of Battlefield anymore. Like, I used to play Battlefield 3 and 4, but it just never clicked with me. So, am I gonna wait for it? Probably not. But you know, it looked cool. That's all I really gotta say. Stalker 2, it looks good, but it looks wacky. Like, it looks like a less developed Metro game. The gameplay looked a little weird. Like, it looked like they still needed to like smooth everything out on that department, at least from my end. But everything else looks like stunning. Like, it is one of the prettiest games on the whole Xbox event thingy. I don't know much about the Stalker series. I never really played them. I've seen them from afar, including a bunch of memes that I don't really know the reference to. But whoever does the CGI trailers and stuff and coordinates everything, the director, you did a good job, because there's actually what makes me want to play the game if it really will launch like this. I mean, I'm not an idiot. Like, I know how Fallout 4 came out and how 76 came out. They did the same thing back then. I'm not a fool. Like, nevertheless, the CGI trailer looks pretty nice, as everything CGI trailer related in this whole event. They gave the release date, which is pretty surprising because I believe they said that they weren't gonna say anything until the game was, you know, at least up until completion. But didn't release any gameplay. The extent of my excitement is it looks cool, the music is perfect. That's it. Really, like the music is incredible. I think the same guy who did Fallout 4 music is probably doing this because it sounds similar to how he does his music. So that the music is cool. That's all I'm gonna give it. Not looking forward to it. In terms of me actually going out there and buying it day one, I will see when this game comes out. I will see what happens then. But until then, yeah, music is cool. Next up is Atomic Heart. Now this one is I'm actually, I looked at it and I was confused for like 5 seconds after I finished watching it. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but I liked it. A lot of people were comparing this to BioShock. Don't know why, but I do like this. Like I like the way they presented everything because I did not know what was going on. Everything was wacky. Like it was all a mess, but it was a cool mess. It was like the good mess you want to have in a game. So I am extremely excited for that. Wow, finally one game I'm excited for. Halo Infinite got shown. They showed story stuff. They seem like they're, you know, they already worked on the game visually, because last time they didn't do that. Cringe. So they showed us a little bit of how Cortana is pretty much gone, and then there's another Cortana, and Chief is doing what he needs to do. Again, these are things that we will have to wait and see, because honestly at this point I don't trust any game company. So yeah, they showed story, they showed a little bit of gameplay, I suppose, and story. They showed multiplayer. They did show a lot of multiplayer footage. I don't know how I feel about the multiplayer. I wasn't never a Halo multiplayer fan, but I do play multiplayer for Halo. Like I don't do that as like that's my main thing. I like the campaign more than anything. That's what attracted me to Halo. But I don't mind that the multiplayer is there. So it is what it is. Multiplayer is gonna be free, which I don't understand why they decided to. Multiplayer is going to be free when it is bundled with the game. So like yeah, thanks for doing something that was already going to happen. Like I don't get it. Like I honestly I was confused. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be free. Thanks for the obvious. Aside from that, there was nothing else really that grabbed my attention. Everything else was just straight up like I just was not interested in. My interest in video games have been dwindling for the past year or two. So honestly, these are the only things that I found interesting in the Xbox side of things, and one of them I'm actually excited, probably would buy, but everything else is like either nice or okay. But we'll have to wait and see. Atomic Heart is looking pretty nice, though. I will tell you that. Very, very cool. Now, on the other side, we have... Actually, hold on. Let me eat some of this because I'm hungry. Okay, so Square Enix. All right. So Square Enix pretty much ruined my entire experience with E3. I was not expecting to be this disappointed over a single game. Rather, a couple of games, and I'll go over just some of them. Again, I'm going to do the same thing with the Xbox. I'm going to put this all in one video because it's literally that short. I honestly was not excited for a lot of things. So here we go. Square Enix went out of their way to go with a game called Babylon's Fall. I've seen it before, like on past, I think it was the E3 from like a year or two ago. I don't even remember when was the last time I watched an E3. But I remember seeing it somewhere. From the get-go, it looked kind of weird. Like I didn't really like the way they showed things. It's a co-op game, which I also don't like very much now. I don't dwell too much in co-op games now. So already off the bat, it was kind of like, cool, not for me. The music is extremely good. Whoever did the music for Babylon's Fall, you're a god. Like you are an insane in the membrane, because it sounded very, very nice. I almost changed my mind due to the music, but you know, as soon as the whoever was talking at the time said it was a live service game, I just immediately just stopped giving a shit. So yeah, that's Babylon's Fall. Had a good premise, good music, but live service game, no thanks. Next up, it was Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered or Pixel Mastered. I don't know which one it is, but essentially what it is that they're remastering the first 6 Final Fantasy games, 1 through 6. If you lived in America when they released, I'm not even gonna go on that. You're gonna have to look that up on your own, because honestly, but essentially it's the first 6 Final Fantasy games remastered as I'm assuming it's 8-bit or 16-bit, some sort of thing like that. They're essentially keeping the original versions of the game, but improving, remastering it as as their pixel counterparts. Or so if I think the first Final Fantasy came out on the NES, they're probably gonna upgrade it to 16-bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the differences are, because honestly, I have no idea what they mean by remastered. By technicality, they remade Final Fantasy 1 3 times already, as in the Origin version of it in the PS1, and then they put it on PSP, which is the Origin. It's a whole mess. We'll have to wait and see with that, but I'm personally excited. The only problem is that it's coming to Steam and mobile, which a lot of people have been having issues with that from what I've seen in the comment sections. And honestly, I'm on both sides here. Like, I want as many people as possible to play video games, because they shouldn't be tied down to a console that you have to waste money on. If you have already a console, you should be able to play everything everywhere. On the other hand, it's not my property, so I can't do anything about it. You know, Square Enix has the right to do whatever the fuck they want with their games. So if they don't want to release it on console, I guess they don't like money. But if, I'm confident they will release it on console, so I don't know why everyone's freaking the fuck out, because every time they do this, that's every time they release it somewhere else later down the line. So I'm not too worried about it being released on Switch. I would want it on Switch. Don't get me wrong. I would want it on Switch because I have one and I don't use it that much. So I would love to have some use for it. Preferably if it was a physical release, that would be great because I like physical stuff. But it doesn't make sense to me either why they would just have it on mobile and Steam, considering how, yes, Steam has like the majority of all Final Fantasy games, but they don't have 1 and 2. They have the 3D versions of 3 and 4, and I think 5, I believe. I don't know. And 6 is like, they're all like mobile ports on PC. So I don't know where that argument comes in play, because they really don't have every Final Fantasy. And if they do, they have the shitty ports that no one will actually want to play. And I say this because I have all of them now. So the fact that they're releasing this in their original form while remastering it to make it better already is a selling point for me. I don't care where it is. Like, if it was a Switch only game, or if it was a Switch only collection of games, I don't care. I would have bought it on Switch. I really could care less, because as long as I have the game, that's fine to me. But as the internet does, they have a problem with literally anything. It is what it is. But I'm on both sides here. So if anyone in the comments tries to complain about it, listen, I'm on your side too. I just want people to play the game. Well, games. That's all I want. If you have a PC, buy it on PC. If you don't have a PC, well, I don't know. If you really want to play these games, I would suggest you get it on mobile, because I know everyone has phones. And no, I'm not trying to be Activision here and tell you, do you guys not have phones? Probably going to come out on console. Just give it time. I mean, you could yell at Square Enix too. That also works, I suppose. But like, they're not dumb. They probably know that they will make a shit ton of money on console. So eventually they will release it. Next up, it's probably a game that I can't show on YouTube, because then they're probably going to take my video down. It's called Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not a Marvel fan. I like the movies, but aside from that, I don't know anything about Marvel. When I watched the gameplay review for this and the trailer itself, I thought it was cool. Like, the Guardians of the Galaxy are actually the few things I do like about anything Marvel, aside from the Avenger movies. Again, the gameplay looked a little bit rough in terms of frame rate, but everything else was fine. Everything else looked pretty nice. The characters themselves looked pretty good. The game looked like it was finished, so I'm, not really complaining much. Aside from the FPS problem, I really didn't see anything else that was out of the ordinary. The enemies did look like the games did my God, can I talk? The game enemies did look like bullet sponges. It just took like so many hits just to get one down. But aside from that, it looks decent. It looks like it's a third-person shooter with I think RPG mechanics. It looked like it had RPG mechanics. I'm not sure about that, but it looks cool. I don't know what else to say about that other than that it looks cool. And finally, the thing that the bane of my existence and the chaos
Looks like chaos.
of my life. Final Fantasy Origins Strangers of Paradise. I put in Paradise on my index card. Why did I do that? I don't know. I probably didn't care that much either. It's probably one of the worst things I've seen in this event, and it's the reason why I don't want to watch anymore after yesterday, because I'm recording this the day after. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone talk positively about this unless they're talking like a shill for Square Enix. There is nothing in this short period of time that they showed this game that signifies it's going to be good. The characters are all look like they don't belong in the game, especially the main protagonist, who looks like fucking Core from Final Fantasy 15 mixed with like every other character. It's like someone pointed it out. It's a fucking isekai. And it is. You have him saying chaos like every 15 seconds.
Chaos. 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 Chaos.
Like he has a hard on for chaos. Like I don't understand who wrote this. That's what I want to know. Who wrote this? So I'm not gonna rant too much about that because honestly I already did. From what I've seen online, a lot of people feel the same way. That this just looks like a cash grab. I was not I was expecting them to show something today, but I was not expecting them to show something this bad. Like I was expecting like an actual remake to Final Fantasy 1. Let's just say that. But no, we got a guy who just has a hard on for chaos. I mean, I'm not expecting much from Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo, the same people who did Dissidia NT. I don't have to tell you how that went if you follow anything. So yeah, I was not expecting it to be this bad, but here we are. It completely ruined. It completely soured everything for me. Like it just. I rewatched it like twice, and I kept thinking to myself, why am I not happy looking at this? And it's everything. Like gameplay. It looks like a soulless game. Like someone pointed this out too. That it just looks like. It looks like a Devil May Cry game, but you take out the devil and the cry, and it may be a game. That's what it looks like. Like if we're being honest here, that's not a game, Chief. That's just a chaos. That's all it is. Other than that, it's pretty much it. Final Fantasy Origins just completely ruined my entire outlook on and I don't blame E3 for this. Like I honestly just don't. I don't blame E3 because E3 did nothing in this case. It's just that the game companies themselves that are releasing these trailers and CGI trailers, they all just want to get people hyped up. And I've watched enough E3 to know that if you get hyped up for any of this, then you have not watched E3 at all. You haven't been there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's probably going to be a short ass video, considering how I have nothing else to talk about in terms of the rest of E3, since I am not watching that garbage. I don't know, that's pretty much it. Leave a like, comment if you hate my takes on everything here. It really does boost engagement, which I really need. Subscribe if you really want to annoy my life, or just give me validation, whichever one of those, but please do. I'll probably make another video, not about this though. Definitely not. I'm staying the fuck away from E3 shit. Have a good day, guys. Thank you for watching, like I said, and yeah, see ya.